Hello and welcome back to yet another video. I'm Graydon and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to be talking all about my new engine which I just created, which is the GT Mini. If you've been following me for the past few weeks, you'll know I've been basically just designing 3D printed engines and seeing if I can make them run to the best of their ability. This is a very exciting video for me as I just completed my GT Mini. The GT Mini is the third engine which I have created, and in this video I'm going to go over how the engine works, then I'm going to build the engine, then I'm going to test the engine, then at the very end I'm going to give you my final thoughts on this model engine, and yeah, that's really this video. So I felt like it would be best to explain how the new engine works if I went over the first model and then showed the main differences between that and the new one. So as you see here, we have a diagram which pretty much shows my first two prototypes, and this is basically how the internals were set up. There are a few differences, but it was basically the same thing. In the first two engines, this piston right here, when it is at the top of its stroke, this slider plate, which has a little hole in it, would actually line up with the air inlet, which is basically air just comes in here, and it would push the piston down until it's at the bottom of its stroke, and then this valve would basically close again, and it would repeat over and over again, and that's basically what gave me the rotational inertia for this engine. Now, compared to the new engine, which I've just designed, this one features basically two pistons, and it only has one slider plate. So how this one works is kind of the same way as the first one. So when this piston's at the top, its valve would open up and it'll get pushed down. But the reason I have a twin cylinder is once this piston is at the bottom of its stroke and it is done generating power, this valve would actually move up to basically this air inlet for this piston. And when this one's at the bottom, this one is basically inverse to the first piston. So when this one gets to the bottom, this one is actually just getting to the top, and that's when air would get in. Now that you have a better understanding of how this engine works internally, I feel like it's only proper if I build this engine and show it to you guys. So I'm not gonna waste any time, let's jump right into that. So now we're out in the garage, and as you see I have everything set up. I have the GT Mini, and we're going to test it. I'm going to do it on 4 different settings. I'm going to do 30 psi, and then I'm going to go 40, 60, 80, and we're just going to observe what happens with each. And yeah, this at 30 psi, see if we can get it to idle, and 3, 2, 1. Ooh. 30 doesn't work, so we're going to jump up to 40 and see what we can get it to do. Alright, this is at 40 psi. 3, 2, 1. Alright, I would call that a successful test at 40 psi. Okay, now we have 60 psi, test number 1, and 3, 2, 1. Oh, duct tape. Let's see if I can get it to just start on its own.
Alright, great.
Alright. That was 60. I would definitely call it successful. It did run a lot faster than the 40 PSI, which is kind of what I was hoping. Now we're gonna go to 80 PSI and see what happens. Alright, we're at 80 PSI now. We'll go test one, and I'm just gonna see if it'll start on its own. 3, 2, 1. That is so cool. Alright, that was 80 PSI. Oh, man, that was cool. Okay, that's it for the testing on the GT Mini. Now I'm gonna go and talk about it and give you my final thoughts on it. So the Model 3 engine, it's basically one that has evolved from my other 2 model engines which I have created, except this one is a 2-cylinder, and as you just saw, it does run a lot better, which I'm extremely happy about. I was really hoping it was going to do that, and it does, so we're all good there. The test went super well. It actually spun a lot faster than I had expected, and just the smoothness of it too. I mean, I would consider this to be better than both the other prototypes I've made. But yeah, I have videos planned where I'm going to do updates on this engine. If that sounds cool to you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be making more videos on it, and I'm super excited for that. But with that being said, I am G Martin. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you like it. And yeah, I guess I will see you in the next one.